Observe the grinding gears of this massive machine. It's a fitting physical representation of the modern enterprise. Companies today capture more customer data than ever, yet executing business decisions based on that data is slower than it was a decade ago. When a corporate leader sets a goal to hit quarterly targets, that strategic vision cannot be enacted instantly. Instead, it must trickle down through a massive, expensive, cross-functional army. Data engineers find themselves trapped performing constant maintenance on ETL pipelines, the digital plumbing required just to move records between systems. Simultaneously, data scientists spend their time manually calculating basic metrics like churn or lifetime value. Finally, the task lands on marketing operations leads. They must manually map out thousands of brittle, hard-coded conditional logic workflows, attempting to account for every possible variation in user behavior. Because the entire system relies on this heavy, human-dependent pipeline, the enterprise's greatest asset, its data, becomes its primary operational bottleneck. The cause of this bottleneck is an architectural flaw known as the data movement tax, created by treating data as a product that must be passed between fragmented software tools. This diagram shows the physical journey of a customer record. We start by copying it from a production database to a cloud data warehouse, a process that immediately starts a latency timer. From the warehouse, that same record undergoes a multi-hop synchronization. It is synced to a vector database for processing, and then routed across the network again into an external CDP. In the final hop, the data is pushed to an external messaging API. Every network jump adds infrastructure expenses, resulting in a high cumulative total of both time and money. By the time this multi-hop process is complete, the customer's behavioral window of intent has already closed. The solution is AutoCDP, built on an architectural concept called the agentic ADA stack. Rather than adding another application to the chain, AutoCDP collapses the unify, decide, and act phases into a single, unified serverless data engine. This structural shift is designed to resolve the core trilemma dividing organizations: the executive need for speed, the compliance requirement for safety, and the engineering demand for extensibility. For the corporate executive, the frustration is waiting. They cannot afford to wait weeks for technical teams to translate a strategy into an executed campaign. AutoCDP operates on goal ingestion. Instead of writing code, a leader provides a typed input directly into the interface, such as reduce customer churn by 30% this quarter. Autonomous AI agents take that objective and manage the background tasks, routing budgets, adjusting copy, and selecting channels that would usually consume weeks of meetings. By delegating these operational steps to the agents, the platform bypasses the engineering queue. Strategic intent moves into the market as fast as the system can validate the goals, turning weeks of planning into a single workflow. But autonomy introduces the compliance persona's primary concern: the risk of an AI agent violating global privacy regulations like GDPR or CCPA. AutoCDP secures the execution layer by bypassing AI autonomy for compliance checks. Rigid SQL filters sit at the database level as deterministic gatekeepers. Every choice is written to a forensic ledger, providing an unalterable point-in-time audit of every decision. This deterministic governance framework ensures data privacy and allows enterprise legal teams to review and approve the system's logic with full transparency. Meanwhile, data engineers currently spend 80% of their time moving data across brittle networks, instead of refining the core algorithms that drive value. AutoCDP provides native ecosystem extensibility through the Open Model Context Protocol. This allows the system to read metadata and constraints bidirectionally without the need for manual connection coding. The underlying architecture natively blends relational, graph, vector, and time series layers within the single engine. This allows data scientists to register their custom machine learning models directly into the primary data layer, removing the need to refactor downstream communication pipelines. Engineers are freed from the drudgery of infrastructure maintenance, focusing instead on building models that have an immediate impact on the business. By consolidating the data stack and introducing intelligent agents, the enterprise removes the human-in-the-loop operational bottleneck. This implementation enables true serverless data carrying. Unlike traditional platforms that require permanently provisioned computing clusters, AutoCDP incurs zero operational cost when the system is idle. However, when an objective is set, the platform executes streaming actions with sub-250 millisecond latency. This shifts the CDP from a passive repository to an active execution layer, altering the basic economics of enterprise data management. To the corporate leaders driving growth, you can stop paying the data movement tax, bypass the engineering queues, and lower your total cost of ownership. And to the data scientists and engineers, you can stop maintaining brittle data pipelines and join the team building the future of the agentic stack. The era of the manual rules engine has reached its end. Autonomous execution is the definitive path for enterprise growth.